Understanding the ROI, or return on investment, of solving specific problems is critical. As I've mentioned before, there's an infinite number of problems that you and the team can be solving, but there's only so many hours in the day. Understanding and calculating ROI for different problems will help you to understand where to focus your team's time in order to have the biggest impact. ROI is a way to measure the efficiency of an investment, like deciding to build a new product or feature. In a mathematical sense, it's the amount gained minus the amount spent divided by the amount spent. Amount gained doesn't just have to be an increase in sales, but it could also be cost savings. You just want to make sure that you get the impact into something that can be measured in dollars. Keep in mind that these are just estimates, and they can get pretty complicated when you start adding in lots of factors. You should work with someone on the finance team or the data science team to help build this out in more detail. One thing that is important is that the higher the ROI is, the better the business outcome. This is because high ROI means that you're able to create more impact with less effort. For many software products, it'll look more like this: impact minus the cost of development time divided by the cost of development time. We can estimate the cost of development time based on how many people are involved and how long it takes to complete the project. Imagine that there are 4 problems that you want to solve. Each problem has a cost, and you have $5 that you can spend on solving problems. You've also estimated the impact of solving each problem. What are the right problems to solve? At first glance, problem A looks like the best option. It will cost you all $5, but you'll get $18 in return. But make sure you look at solving problem B and D. Doing this would only cost you $4, and you would get $20 in return. You'll still have $1 left over when you compare to spending the $5 on solving problem A. Now, let's go ahead and calculate the ROI for problem D. So remember, this is the formula for calculating ROI. So let's find the ROI for problem D. The impact is $10, and the cost of development is $1. So 10 minus 1 is 9. Then, dividing that 9 by the cost of development, which is $1, is 900%. So after calculating the ROI for all of these problems, we can see that solving problem D has the highest ROI. Remember, we have $5 to spend on developing products. Problem D will take $1 to solve. After solving problem D, we have $4 left. Problem A has the next highest ROI, but we only have $4 left. So the next project that we should fund is solving problem B. There's one other thing that can be helpful when understanding ROI. It's called the payback period. The payback period is the amount of time that it takes for you to get the cost back from the product. You can calculate the payback period by taking the cost and then dividing it by the impact of the project divided by the amount of time that it takes to realize that impact. Let's go ahead and add how long it will take for the full impact to be realized. Then the first thing we're going to do is calculate the payback by year. For problem A, the impact is $18 over 3 years. This works out to a payback of $6 per year. Here, you can see that we've calculated the payback per year for each project. And because we know the cost of the project, we can also calculate the payback period by dividing the cost by the payback per year. In this case, $5 divided by $6 per year ends up being 0.83 years, or 10 months. The payback period is also an important factor to consider when deciding what problems to solve. Calculating ROI and payback periods are 2 important tools to help you understand if it makes sense to solve a problem. Projects with positive ROIs will cover the investment required to build the product. Projects with negative ROIs will not and won't make sense to pursue. Calculating the payback period allows you to understand how long it'll take before the product recoups the upfront investment that was required to build it. It's important to understand the ROI and payback period for your product, especially as you get closer to building a business case for it.